Okay, here we have a 2016 KTM 85. The problem that we're about to demonstrate would be the same on a 65 as well. It'd probably be the same on any bike, but it seems to particularly be a problem with these smaller bikes. So what happened is we had just replaced the brake pads, and after that we went to bleed the brakes, but we have no pressure. We cannot generate pressure. So the normal brake bleed procedure would be to normally put a tube here. I'm just going to make sure I clean these off really good afterwards with some brake cleaner. But I'm just going to try to pump it up, release it. But you see that we're actually getting no release. So there's no pressure at all. I can hold the brake down and nothing, no pressure. So the solution to this is actually very simple. What we need to do is back this down, this depressor down. What's happening is we're not getting enough stroke in here to bottom the piston out to get to the port, which allows the fluid to get sucked into the chamber, which can then generate the pressure, which will then pressurize the brake cylinder itself. So to do that, see we still have no pressure, we just back this down. And back it down all the way is probably the easiest. And then what we find now is now I have pressure. So now I actually have pressure. So at this point, I can bleed my brakes like I normally do. Should be using a tube to keep that fluid off of the brake pads. So we could just do 3 pumps, release, 3 pumps, release, make sure this stays full. And then once you're done bleeding, we can return this back to its original position, which is right about there. We'll kind of go through this later, but we can see now we actually have brakes. So we have pressure. So just want to make sure it's topped off, and that's the solution. Hope it helps, guys. Have a good day.